Hey everyone, how are y'all doing today? Well, my name is Crystal Myers Barber, and today is June the 12th, 2024. I am checking to see if I'm live on Instagram. I was trying to set up my account. Doesn't appear that I am, but anyway, thanks so much for watching and also sharing this video. We're going to be talking about the chaos surrounding former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Just as my title reads, are they sacrificing Nancy Pelosi to take Trump down? Well, I have a video that I want to show you, and it is almost nearly impossible to upload this, or I was trying to download it or even find it on YouTube. This is on YouTube. We're going to hear President Trump talk about it, and we're going to also see what is going on with Nancy Pelosi. Now, yesterday, a pastor named Tony Evans hit the news, and most people were focused on that. They were looking over there when I think they were trying to maybe hide this, but it is still all over the news. Oh, and it is some drama. There's some drama around this, and let me tell you, nobody is exempt from being sacrificed by their own party when it comes to the left side. So maybe both, but here is what I have for you. We're going to first take a look at this new video. Shows Nancy Pelosi taking responsibility for the breakdown of the security on January 6th. So check this out.
Newly released, never-before-seen footage from January 6th appears to give more context to the security breakdown.
We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have.
The House GOP obtaining the video of former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi speaking with her chief of staff as she evacuated the Capitol that day. Pelosi heard blaming herself for not having the National Guard on hand to stop the mob.
Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with? I take responsibility for not having them. Just prepare for more.
She said, I take responsibility for not having them. And this was filmed by her own daughter. Check this out.
Shot by Pelosi's daughter, Alexandra Pelosi, for an HBO documentary. Pelosi telling MSNBC the video is Republicans' attempt to rewrite history.
So basically, if we go back and we take a look at this video, she was in the car, and apparently her own daughter was, maybe this was a remake is what I was thinking, because they said they were doing it for an HBO video. But she's saying, I take responsibility. Nancy Pelosi is saying, I take responsibility for not having the security, the National Guard deployed. It was 10,000.
Responsibility for not having them. Just prepare for more.
The video, shot by Pelosi's daughter, Alexandra Pelosi, for an HBO documentary. Pelosi telling MSNBC the video is Republicans' attempt to rewrite history.
The former president and his toadies do not want to face the facts. They're trying to do revisionist history on January 6th.
Republicans arguing this upends Democrats' claims that Donald Trump bears sole responsibility for the time it took to deploy the National Guard. However, the National Guard is under the Army and the Air Force, both of which report directly to the president, not the Speaker of the House. The Speaker does have authority over Capitol Police, though. In an interview with WJLA just days after January 6th, the Capitol Police chief, who stepped down after Pelosi called for his resignation, stood by his claims that superiors in Congress and the Pentagon rebuffed his requests for National Guard help both before and during the riot.
Quote, I don't like the optics of the National Guard standing in line with the Capitol in the background. I was perplexed. I felt like, am I really hearing what I think I'm hearing?
Meanwhile, Donald Trump is calling for the members of the January 6th Select Committee to be indicted, Trump alleging they deliberately withheld information. So far, though, there's no strong evidence.
So basically, we're going to go over and see Trump in an interview with someone. And this is on YouTube. It says she admitted it, and we have the tape under somebody named Doc Rich. So here we go.
Security. She turned down 10,000 soldiers.
And he's talking about Nancy, so let's start it over.
On that day,
Nancy Pelosi. I don't have. Why would I tell you that? Listen, Nancy Pelosi. was in charge of security. She turned down 10,000 soldiers. If she didn't turn down the soldiers, you wouldn't have had January 6th.
Did you call military or law enforcement?
What?
Did you call military or law enforcement at the moment the Capitol
I'm
was
not going
under
to tell you
attack?
anything.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. I behaved so well. I did such a good job. Nancy Pelosi turned down 10,000 soldiers. If she didn't do that,
But
and now
Nancy
I
Pelosi
understand.
doesn't have
I
the authority
understand that the
you
police
have as
testified
commander in
against.
chief.
Listen to me, Kristen. Listen to me. I understand that the police testified against her, the chief, very strongly against her. Capitol Police, great people. They testified against her, and they burned all the evidence. Okay, they burned all the evidence. They destroyed all the evidence about Nancy Pelosi.
What do you say to people who wonder why you as commander in chief, you have authorities that Nancy Pelosi doesn't have? As
No,
commander in
she
chief.
has authority over
Why
the
didn't
Capitol.
you send help in that moment, though?
Frankly, just so you understand, I assumed that she took care of it. She turned down.
So when you realized that the National Guard wasn't coming,
Well,
when,
you don't realize anything until quite a while.
Yeah.
National Guard not coming. I asked it to be there 3 days in advance, and she turned it down.
she says that request was never officially made.
Oh,
just
stop
so
it.
you know.
Let me just tell you.
Let me ask you
The
about the
mayor of
pardons,
let me
Mr.
tell you.
President.
The mayor of DC gave us a letter saying that she turns it down. Okay, we have it. Nancy Pelosi also was asked, and she turned it down. The police commissioner
I'm talking
of
about the
Capitol
day of
Police,
that.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Capitol Police said that he wanted it, and Nancy Pelosi wouldn't accept it. She's responsible for January
Let's-
6th.
Okay, there's nothing else to say about this. All I'm going to point out here and what I wanted to do is to show you this switcheroo that they're going to try to bring out. And if you put Nancy Pelosi on Google, you're going to see all this drama coming up. And then we also see how they're trying to swap it around. And you saw that reporter, that lady, trying to make it look like it was all Trump's fault. And they're trying to make it look like he knew about it. And, he was watching all that stuff unfold. And we now know Nancy is admitting she did not send the National Guard out. And hundreds of people are still in prison. And our country has been torn apart over this lie, this narrative that has been put out. And, we know that there's so much more coming out and being released. But I had to show you this. If you just put Nancy Pelosi in, you're going to get all this news coming up. And, I don't know how much longer they would have that interview up with Trump, but I do know it does appear that they're trying to switch this around, but I don't think they're going to be successful at all. And I just like to know your thoughts on this. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back with more. Have a blessed day.